Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders. He said yesterday that there weren't, how do you put it, many alternatives for him beyond putting aside any idea he might have of running for the presidency in 2024, and instead backing Joe Biden's reelection. And the comment wasn't as snarky as it might seem on the surface. Sanders was on MSNBC, and he said, quote, "I don't think one has many alternatives. What's at stake is the future of American democracy." You know, that's something we keep hearing over and over again. I hope it has registered. I know it has with you, gentle listener. It has with me a long time ago, as it has with you a long time ago, that the future of American democracy has been, is now, and has been at stake for several decades. And as each year passes or each decade passes, and a reaffirmation of our commitment to democracy in this country hasn't been attained, that grip on democracy keeps getting slipperier and slipperier. With the rise of Christian fascism now, oh my God, I mean, we really are, what's the word I've been using this week? On the cusp. Could be the last cusp on which we are located before the whole thing slips out of our grasp. We can't let that happen. But Sanders added this, quote, "What's at stake is whether we have some right-wing demagogue running this country, or pathological liar, or somebody who's trying to divide us up, or whether we reelect somebody who's a very decent human being who's trying to do the opposite, trying to bring the American people together," end quote. The reference there, of course, being Joe Biden. And what brought all this up was last Tuesday, right after Biden announced he was going to run for re-election, Sanders said he would not launch a competing bid for the presidency in 2024. And in last night's interview, Sanders said this, quote, I think it was yesterday, but he also added this, quote, "It is a surprise to nobody when I say that I disagree with Biden on many issues. But on the other hand, I think he deserves credit for what he has accomplished." And he added this, "Our job now as a progressive movement is to rally the people of this country to make sure that the next 4 years complete some of the efforts that have been begun in the first administration. And that means we have to keep our eyes on the prize." Borrowing a phrase there from the civil rights movement. Well, okay, Bernie, when he ran in 2016 and when he tried to run in 2020, I remember screeching and howling and pleading and begging, vote your soul, your heart in the primaries. And then if your candidate does not make it, then you have to vote your head in the general election. And so many so-called liberals or progressives or Democrats completely abandoned that idea in 2016. And because they couldn't have Bernie, rather than become politically strategic, oh no, well, fuck that. If I can't have Bernie, I'll go vote for, somebody, which helped deliver Trump to us. I still am furious about that. All these years later, I really am. Would Hillary Clinton have made a better president than Bernie Sanders? I doubt it. I don't know. How in the hell would I know? Would she have made a better president than Donald Trump? A goddamn marionette would have. Well, that's what Trump was. I mean, a fake person, a spook, a ghost, a haint. would have made a better president than Donald Trump. But oh no, if I can't have Bernie Sanders, then screw it. I give up on the system. You sons of bitches, you. I guess that's something I'm never going to get over. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. You know, the Progressive Voices Network brings you commercial-free commentary from today's leading progressive radio hosts and pundits, like me, Mike Malloy, 24 hours a day. I'm not your typical old guy from the 80s or the 90s talk radio host, and Progressive Voices is not your typical talk radio network. It's a listener-supported nonprofit with no corporate control whatsoever over our broadcast. So hosts like me, Mike Malloy, are free to rant and scream and carry on about whatever we like. We're often controversial, but we're never boring. Weeknights, 9 p.m. in the East, 6 p.m. in the West on the Progressive Voices Network. Always progressive, always on. I'm Mike Malloy. Keep it lit.